Okay. I would kick off in like let's say 3 minutes. Let's give everybody, but we can just do banter. We are live at the moment. So let me just try to end the live broadcast so it doesn't feedback here. Oops. Okay, thank you everyone for being in the waiting room. You are highly appreciated. I appreciate you guys being here, to be honest. I really do. So 1 second. Yeah, I just use page. Okay, so we'll start in like, maybe I should play some music. Claudia, do you have any Nigerian favorite song that you like?
No, I don't know. You play it, and I'm sure it will be my favorite.
They're all good, Mercy. They're all good.
So, David, so what is your Nigerian favorite song? Do you have any?
They're all my favorites, Mercy. I couldn't pick a favorite.
No, that's such a political statement there. So let me find. Oh, there's no music we can play now. But I love the fact that they're all your favorite. At least all our musicians would be happy to hear that.
Mercy, maybe you should sing it.
I should sing it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is going to be live, yeah. This recording is going to be live, but the other 2 recording is not going to be given to anyone. You can listen to this recording after. It's live on YouTube as we speak, so you can actually be part of the conversation. I want to say 1 minute. I will start my appreciation.
I quickly have to put the dog on my lap, otherwise he keeps on barking.
You'll be all right.
Mercy.
Hi, Talisha.
Hi, can I ask you a question before we get started?
Yes, darling.
Okay, so I was applying for a couple of jobs, you know, as a Scrum or as a junior Scrum.
Okay.
And so as I was looking at the credentials, a lot of them is asking for a safe certification. So
that is actually coming on. That is part of the conversation I'm having with another partnership that I'm working on at the moment.
Oh, okay.
You guys know, yeah. But don't bother yourself with safe certification as of yet. But
okay.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Okay. Yeah, so I seen it and I'm like, let me add, because I was going to actually email you, but I knew we was coming on today for class, so I just kind of waited so I can ask you.
Thank you for asking. That's a partnership that is loading. It's loading.
Okay.
They've already reached out to LEARNTOR, so you know, like we said, we're here to bridge the skill gap, and we're actually doing that. We are doing it, not just talking about it. So good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for being part of the conversation tonight. I just want to sincerely appreciate
old link. Use your old link, then just press LEARNTOR. Yeah, use the old one, then just.
Franca, you are muted.
Oh,
we can hear you.
Can be. Oh, is it me?
Okay, so okay, so good evening, everybody. In a very short minute, I've already started. I just want to share my screen. The image I used is not quite working. So let's see how that goes. Okay. No, okay, I don't want to mute everyone because I want today to be as interactive as possible. So please don't make me mute you guys. Please mute your device, please. so that other people can enjoy the experience. If we start having noise from everybody, it's going to disrupt. But when Gloria is going to take the stage, definitely, we will definitely meet everyone. Okay? So, and once again, I've said good evening like how many times? It's like sounding like or old. How do they speak the word now? Gloria, please help me. But it's all right. Okay, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for being part of the call tonight. I appreciate you guys. We're going to start with a quick mural, okay? David is going to go first. I don't know if Martin is here. So Gloria, let me make you a co-host immediately. You're a co-host.
Martin has arrived as well, Mercy.
Oh, awesome. Hello, Martin, the Mr. Naked Agility. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. I really do. It's humbling for me. So you're a co-host. So David is going to go first, speaking with our partnership certification coming from Kanban University. They will speak to that. You get to know about it. And Claudia, I've made you a co-host. Let me see. Is Yabo here? Let me just do that.
She has his aura. Yeah.
Who has the aura? Is it me? Please mute your background, okay? I hope it's me that has the aura. Okay, so we're going to quickly start with the session that we have had in the last couple of days for 10 minutes. So,
Yes.
okay. Claudia, I'm going to mute everyone, yeah? Because people don't want to listen to not muting themselves. So please unmute. All the co-facilitators are now, they have been all unmuted, okay? So I want to say thank you again. I really appreciate tonight for you taking the time that you are all here at this time. And yesterday, a lot of you guys stayed till very late, and I'm very grateful. Honestly, I am grateful. So I want to start with a quick retro. What are the key things that you learned from, like I showed you guys, we're going to be using Mural in 8:25. Actually, let me set my timer right now so that I don't lose track of time. So this is just for 10 minutes. So I'm going to stop this exactly 10 minutes. So I need everybody, let me share you the link. I need you guys to just come in onto Mural. Just let us know what you learned yesterday. Your keywords, like I said, I will show it to you. Some of you guys struggle, but a lot of you guys get a hang of it immediately. These are the tools that the facilitators, Martin, is going to use. So why don't you start using it now? And this is what the industry is using as of today. So we're giving you a head start. So quickly get onto the Mural board. Click the link in the chat, please. Click the link in the chat. This, I'll use the annotation to display for you quickly. This is where you click a sticky note to use to write. That's all you need to do, that particular section. Once you click on it, on the sticky note, you just click it, it will open up. It will open up, select any one of your chosen. Otherwise, you don't even have to go there. I would say just right click the one that I've done, change the color palette, and use it, okay? So come into the Mural board, type your name. But if you don't type your name, it's going to give you a funny animal name. I can't help that. That's the way the platform is. Okay, a lot of you are coming in. Please quickly, let's type, what did you take from the session at with the Power BI, the data analytics, the project management, GDPR? What are the key learnings that you took from there? Please let us know. Let us know. We'll be happy to hear your feedback. I've put a lot of sticky notes, so you can just right click any one of your choosing, okay, and type with it. Right click it. Let us know what you learned. This is going to wrap up in 8 minutes. I'd like to hear from you. Just do us the honor and come into the Mural board. In case you're just joining, I'll drop the link again. Click on that and it will bring you straight to the board. Some of you are already here. Seahorse, you didn't type your name. Spider, please, can you just click on any of the card? What are the key takeaway for you from the Power BI class, from the data analytics? And once you have clicked on it, double click inside and start typing. That's all you need to do. And if you're your mobile, you're having difficulty typing, let me know what you'd like to type, then I can type that for you as well. Okay? And my cohort 1 can equally help you. You guys help me to jump on and help people who would like. Okay, I need to unmute you guys. So this cannot work if I don't unmute you. I need to unmute everyone. So who has anything to write and you can't write and you need me to write for you, or any of the cohort?
For me, Mercy, for GDPR,
Yeah.
protection, privacy.
Protection, privacy. Okay. Thank you. That is written down.
And for Power BI analysis, analytic. No, what am I gonna say? And that let's put analysis.
Analysis. Okay. Who else has something to say? Cohort 1 would help you to write analysis. Yeah. We still have 7 minutes to go on this exercise. Is anybody
much on Scrum?
Yeah, you want to write on the Scrum one?
Agile.
Yes. Yes. What do you want to write there? What do you want me to write for you? I'm happy to do that. If you need me to do that, we have like 6 minutes to go.
Data protection control.
So under GDPR, right? So let me duplicate this. Data protection control. I'd like to change this color to probably green. Okay. What's your name, sir?
Yusuf.
Okay. Control. Okay. Anybody else?
For Agile Scrum.
Yes.
I have several things. Waterfall, Agile versus Waterfall, and then the Scrum artifacts.
Okay. Okay.
So what's the one? Is the one at the bottom? Is that PMO?
Yeah, the project management one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else with anything to add?
Hi, Marisa. Hi, Marisa.
Yeah.
Okay. For Scrum, I would say customer collaboration.
Customer collaboration, right? Okay. Thank you. For Agile Scrum, right? Okay. So let's.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so yesterday I learned about iterative development when I'm doing products for my customers, instead of just developing a product from the beginning to the end before then taking it to the customers to see what they want, what they think about it. Iterative development, yeah.
Iterative development, okay. Yeah. Cohort 1, please, can you help me type? Grace, you're on call. Rashid, you're on call. You guys can use mural.
Yes, I've been waiting. Anybody needs help? I'm here.
People have been saying it. Iterative
iteration. Okay. Who else?
It's already there. Iterative development. Mercy, I put it on there.
Oh, you're blessed. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? What else did you learn?
For the PMO, can I put project documentation?
Project documentation. Okay. I've lost track. Documentation.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? If you can type, visiting Gorilla.
Data analysis.
Data analysis. Yes. What do you want us to put there?
Data.
I should just write data analytics, yeah? Okay, what else?
Okay, Mercy, for GDPR,
Yeah.
data controllers and the data processors.
Okay, somebody's typing that for you. Data controller and data processor. Yes, who else? Anybody else?
3 pillars of Scrum.
3 pillars of Scrum. Okay, so let me duplicate. Okay, I think somebody's helping you to type that. Awesome, thank you.
Adaptation, inspection, and transparency.
Adaptation, inspection, and transparency. Awesome, awesome, awesome. These are jarring words. I'm sure Harry is very happy. Data controller and data processor. Any more? You don't have to type. We have 2 more minutes to go. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard.
For Power BI, I want to add data sets and transform.
Data set and transform, right?
Yeah.
Ari, I hope you're happy. Data set and transform. Let your voice be heard, people. That this whole 2 days was not just.
Hello, good evening.
I was happy.
Yes.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Yes.
Agile.
Okay, what do you want me to write?
Power BI.
Yeah.
For data analysis, I learned that you can clean up data.
Okay, cleaning data. Okay. And what else? That's all. Yeah.
And then you can use multiple factors to determine to get insight into business progress.
Okay.
You can use multiple variables like commodity sold, the year sold, age, demographics to determine business progress.
Somebody's typing that for you, yeah? Hello?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. We are on time. I think there should be a countdown in 3 seconds. It should go up. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for your participation. This is so important. You are learning what collaboration is all about in real time, okay? And thank you for being part of this. So we have come to the end of this session. A quick debrief of what you have learned so far in the last 1 day. So let me just show you the agenda very quickly. As you can see here, we have already done I scheduled 15 minutes, but because we started late, I reduced it to 10. And before we start, which of the cohort one would like to share their experience in like 2 minutes? Actually put Grace. Sorry, Grace, are you on call?
I've been typing, I'm on call.
Oh yeah, let's go. Share your story. Let's hear from you.
Okay, let me see if I can turn on my video.
Yes, please. Let me make sure we can see your face. Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
I need another volunteer after Grace. Yeah, go on. Good evening.
Okay, my name is Grace Johnson, and I've been a trainee with LEARNTOR for the past 3 months. I would say it's been intensive. It's been challenging. It's been every word you can call it that's audacious and more. Well, it started, and I must say the facilitators are top notch. Kunle, GDPR, Harry Boye, Yabo Kuraiwe, Lukman. They've just been our analyst, data analyst, Ayodeji Folarin. It's been a wonderful learning experience. Claudia, Martin Hinshelwood, yeah. I failed my PSM1 the first time and he gave me coaching. You know, that's the advantage you have with Scrum.org. It really gave me an insight into what I should focus on and what I should do. It was really relaxed. In fact, talking to him the first time was it got me relaxed, and I went like 2 days later to write the exams, and I made it. Well, LEARNTOR has really done great for the Nigerian, for Nigeria and for upcoming professionals. I think this is an opportunity you should grab with both hands. You'll be exposed to tools, techniques, industry experts, like I just called their names. They are very good at what they do. It's going to be tasking for my cohort 1. We were bombarded with a lot of courses, and it was, we had to do it alongside work, alongside other things. Volunteering came up, and we started volunteering, and but it's worth it, because the lockdown came in, and everybody needed to up his game. We needed more experience, more hands-on experience, more exposure to tools. Agile is actually emerging in Africa, and LEARNTOR is bringing it to Nigeria, is bringing it to, some of us have been working for years, but have not been exposed to tools that we got exposed to at LEARNTOR. I'm sure most of you were kind of scared using the board. Please don't be. It's a learning experience. You're free to fail fast so you could learn. That's one of LEARNTOR's quotes. Yes, I'm stealing it from her. Fail fast. Don't be scared to use the tools. It's an opportunity for you to get exposed to them, start using them as quickly as possible. Fail and get yourself up, and you succeed the next time. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be challenging, but just hold tight, hold LEARNTOR tight. Don't give up now. The future of work has changed. A lot of it is now online, so you really need to get used to these tools for the Nigerian market. In case you want to have do some jobs abroad, this is an opportunity. You should grab with both hands and get yourself learning, and you come across a lot of opportunities. It was in LEARNTOR I got to know of a volunteering opportunity at Agile 20 Reflect. Is an event coming up in February 2021, where we do a retro of the past 20 years of the Agile Manifesto. And it's been a wonderful learning journey for me. It has exposed me to a different work environment, exposed me to people, people that are really, up there in the industry, in the market, and it's wonderful. Just grab it with both hands and you'll be world class. Congratulations, LEARNTOR. Congratulations to all of you. Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gloria, please, I need to appeal because I have to switch. Initially, I'd already scheduled Martin. I didn't know he was coming on early. So I'd like Martin to go first. Yeah, is that okay? So Martin, you have the virtual floor. The show is all yours for the next 20 minutes, as you have intended to, with room for question and answer. So Martin is going to be speaking with you. I will get him to introduce himself as well. Martin, are you here? Yeah. I am. Awesome. Let me pin your screen. Okay, replace pin. Awesome. So this is a world class. It's a blessing for LEARNTOR. I cannot speak enough of Martin Isherwood for his connection and the opportunity that he has brought for LEARNTOR. Definitely, we were on the track to bridge the skill gap for Africa, but without the support of Martin Isherwood, we would not get to where we are today. And I do celebrate that. I don't take that lightly at all. Martin, thank you so much. And guys, I hope you get ready with your pen and be ready to listen. You heard Grace. Grace failed at PSM1 one time, and she reached out to Martin, and he was there to help him. So thank you very much. Martin, over to you.
I don't know if I can add more to the conversation than Grace did already, to be honest. Grace has taken the ideas of agility and contributing to the community kind of by the horns, and has been pretty prolific, at least from my perspective. I see her popping up on all of the community stuff. There's an Agile festival going on at the moment to celebrate 25 years of 20 years of the Agile Manifesto, 25 years of Scrum. and she's been involved all over the place, helping organize and set things up. So definitely that's been super awesome. I don't think I'm pinned, so I will, because all I can see is somebody else. I will share my screen because I put together a couple of things just to have a chat about, just as a placeholder. So let's see if I can bring this across. There we go. I'm not very good at this Zoom thing. I keep losing stuff. So if I can't find the chat, that's probably why. I guess I wanted to add. I'll introduce myself first. Thank you, Mercy, because I know some people know me, but some people may not. My name's Martin Hinchelwood. I'm a professional Scrum trainer with Scrum.org. I've been a professional Scrum trainer since January 2010, which Scrum.org was founded in December of 2009, I think, somewhere. At least those are pretty close to the mark. It was a long time ago. So I've been a PST almost since Scrum.org started. I'm also a Microsoft MVP in DevOps. For those that don't know what the Microsoft MVP program is, Microsoft actually has a program that recognizes people that are loud and obnoxious. You have to be loud and obnoxious on a particular topic that they're interested in. My topic is DevOps. So Microsoft has recognized me as being loud and obnoxious for the last 12 years. So Claudia knew this already because she's met me, that I'm loud and obnoxious. But that's kind of me. I did write a book, but it's not that interesting. I know Claudia and David's book's going to be much more interesting than mine. I was talking to them about it the other day. But I guess I'm one of the few trainers that teaches almost all of Scrum.org's classes. The only thing I don't actually teach is the product owner classes, but I'm going to solve that at some point when I can be bothered. I'm pretty lazy. You would think you would get so much stuff done in lockdown, but in actual fact, you sit on the sofa and watch TV. Because that's much more entertaining than realizing that you're stuck inside. We just moved into a level 4 lockdown in Glasgow, so we are stuck inside for the next little while. I do training and consulting in agility all over the world. I have not been in Nigeria. I have done talks at Nigerian conferences. But I have been to Ghana many times. I usually go about 6 times a year. I speak at conferences, I do training, I do some volunteer organizing workshops at the local universities when I'm there. So that's a lot of fun. There's, I don't know, Claudia, David, you've done the penny game. Yeah, the penny game is a lot of fun. I don't know how we do that virtually, but the penny game's interesting. I did the penny game, that picture from the bottom. I was told there was going to be 30 people, but there was 96 people in the room for the penny game. So we did the penny game with 96 people, and it was a lot of fun and total chaos.
Looks good.
Yeah, exactly. So the top right there is Azerbaijan. The top left is Saudi Arabia. So kind of all over the place. And I think that the thing that is the same everywhere is this idea that everything changes all the time. There is no thing that is constant. And I think COVID has kind of made that very obvious to a lot of organizations who were lagging behind in their ability to innovate. It's one of those things that organizations build their processes and practices around an idea, the problem they're trying to solve, and then they solve that problem, and then they codify, they solidify all of those processes and practices in something we like to call bureaucracy or red tape. And suddenly that's the way it is forever and it can't be changed. But the reality is the world changes around the business. And that's why a lot of businesses fail and die. And one of the things that has changed over the last few years, probably the last 30 or 40 years, is that we're no longer spending most of our time doing what I would call factory work. Claudia's heard me talk on this topic before, but the management practices that are prevalent in our world today were designed to manage factory workers. And we are no longer factory workers. Most of us have to solve problems with our brain for a living rather than just follow the rules. So we're moving from a predictive management world into an empirical management world. And the thing that is blocking us is leadership and management and in organizations. They are to blame for our inability to make that change. They don't want to believe they're to blame, but they are, because they're the one telling us we can't make changes to the way we do things. Getting that voice across, and I think stuff that Mercy has been doing is awesome. Let's get as many people understanding these differences as possible, and hopefully we can bring everybody around and bring everybody along with us, and stop doing all these crazy factory management practices like bonuses and job titles and wage incentives that work great if you're screwing the top on toothpaste bottles or making t-shirts or any other monotonous work, but don't work so well if you've got to solve problems with your brain. There's a really David, you familiar with the candle test? Everybody should go look that up. There's a test that I think it's called the candle test, but you get a box of matches, a packet of pins, like for a pin board on the wall, and a candle, and you have to figure out how to stick the candle, how to attach the candle to the wall and have it not drip on the table. I think there was something along those lines, and the solution can't be done through traditional management practices. It just fundamentally breaks if you try and use it. The people doing it do not come to a solution. But if you allow them to think creatively by giving them a goal rather than telling them how to solve the problem, they will be able to solve that problem. And there's a few interesting solutions. So one of the things that I know we haven't done yet, Mercy, but we talk about a lot. I know Claudia and David will talk about it as well. But leadership is where we need to spend a lot of our time. They've been ignored by the Agile community for many, many years. And we need to spend time with leadership, helping them understand these new practices so that they can change. And by them changing, the rest of us will be allowed to change. And I think that's important. And part of that work to make that happen, the Scrum Guide was just recently updated. It was updated mainly to remove some prescription that sounded very software, I think. There's a lot of those words have gone, but also to enshrine a little bit more around goal and what it is you're trying to achieve, because it was kind of there. You know, the last revision in 2013, the values were there, but you could kind of ignore them, and then they became upfront in the guide. This revision that was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday it came out, so the day before yesterday. The new revision is about goals and value and looking forward into the future. And I think building the Scrum process is a good place to start. I know David's going to look at me and go, no, you want to start with Kanban, but I think it doesn't matter which one you start with. And I think I see many organizations that could get value out of Kanban, but aren't competent enough to actually implement a process around it. And for them, starting with Scrum as here's a rule book you can start with before you try and make your own process around it, can be valuable. I'm sure David will disagree later, but That's my belief from that background. So I made this Scrum diagram just to add the things like sprint goal, definition done in product goal and product backlog refinement that are now absolutely intrinsic to the Scrum guide. And I would encourage everybody to go read the Scrum guide again. If you've read it before, go read it again. It's shorter. How many? It's like, it was 17 pages and now it's 13 pages. So that's definitely a bonus, because it is today. It's not about factory workers. It's about people working in offices trying to solve problems and having lots of options on how to do that. And in fact, generating more ideas and more options is what we want to do. And I think the career opportunities that are available for you are abundant. The world is moving towards less predictive management and more empirical management. So the sooner you pick up and adopt the empirical skills, the empirical ideas, the more employable you will become over time. I don't know if that kind of made sense. There's lots of project management work, but project management work is decreasing. This new style of empirical leadership is starting small, but it's increasing, is what I mean. As one decreases, the other one increases, and we're moving towards a world of more empirical leadership styles. And Scrum.org has a bunch of classes that help. I think you can learn all of this content on your own. Many people self-learn, self-teach. But sometimes these classes run as workshops. I know some of you were at the class that Claudia and I ran. It was awesome fun. And there's lots of learning to be had in, I don't take the Scrum.org classes as liberating structures as well. You should go check out the Liberating Structures website. There's something to be said for getting people together and facilitating them having a conversation, okay? It happens so rarely, and I find most meetings, there's one person talking and everybody else listening. That's not a conversation. That's not going to get to a solution to a problem. We need people to talk to each other more, but we want to try and do it in a structured way. And one of the things that I find, and if you were at the PSM, Claudia and I did, Claudia and I facilitated that group of people having a bunch of conversations, breaking into smaller groups, bringing back those ideas, sharing them with the room. And those sorts of discussions are hugely valuable in figuring out how to move forward, getting everybody on the same page. And that's something that we do try and teach in the classes as a, it's not the core thing we teach, but you should learn that along the way. And I'm sure David and Claudia will agree, if you get people in a room and get everybody talking, you generally find a solution to a problem. And that's going to be our job moving forward. That's a leader's job, is get the smart people that are not managers in a room and help them figure out how to help them have time to get to that solution. So I think you will be eminently more employable in the short term with, for example, Scrum.org certifications or Kanban certifications, because in the short term, that's what companies are looking at. They're actually not looking at mindsets. They're looking at, do you have the certification? But I know lots of people who have, I had somebody in my class, one of my classes, that had every single certification up here. Apart from the Kanban one, it was a Kanban class I was teaching. They had every single certification. They also had PMI, Prince 2. They had ITIL. They had everything, and they were the least agile mindseted person I had ever met in my life, who firmly believed that the traditional project management practices were the way forward. However, he was very good at passing assessments, at pretending to have an agile mindset in order to pass the assessments. So the assessments themselves are not valuable except on a CV, because it doesn't actually tell you whether you understand things or not, because lots of people fake it. But if Claudia or I or David get in a room with somebody, we can almost immediately know whether they're agile mindset or traditional mindset. There are lots of little telltale signs, but these classes, these tools, these techniques are stepping stones that are all along your journey towards changing to be more agile mindset. And the more agile mindset you have, the more employable you will become as we go forward. Do you want to add anything, Claudia and David, to that? Oh, Claudia, just give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, no, it's funny because a lot of things that you just said about moving, having that mind shift, going to like problems to solve. When I later talk about design thinking, that's very much as well about the mindset, shifting from just throwing solutions to people, is actually leverage everyone's expertise and also perspectives to problem solving. So it fits in nicely what I'm going to talk about later.
I think it's design thinking, empiricism, and there's a word for the other one. I can't remember now. This is what happens when you get older. You start forgetting stuff. Design thinking, empiricism, and what's the one where you're experimenting? There's an experimenting.
Oh, you mean lean UX or lean startup?
It's part of lean UX and lean startup, but there's a word, there's a special word that means you experiment and fail a lot and come up with new solutions. I'm struggling as I get older to remember the words.
Build, measure, learn, but that's from lean startup, isn't it?
That would be empirical.
Yeah.
Can anybody help me out? Come on, somebody must know what I'm talking about. But my wife's shouting through from the other room. She's shouting trial. Nope, I've lost the word. I will remember it and then I'll message it on the group. I'm looking for it. I wrote it down somewhere. But experimentation is really important as part of that story as well. I.e., not just empiricism is doing something and then seeing whether it was successful, but do something crazy. Do something crazy and have a measurement to tell whether you got something out of it or not. It's really important to be able to adapt to changing circumstances. And who would have thought COVID would come along? So I'm going to continue to look for that bloody word, but I will hand back to Mercy unless there's any questions.
I want to say thank you so much. That was short, that was succinct. In case you have any question for Martin, do let us know. We are happy to take your question. Martin still has like another 5-10 minutes. And so raise your hand in the chat or you drop it in the chat. I'm looking at the chat, anyone that raises their hand. Now, let me just speak from the Nigerian point of view, guys, right? You know, we have a lot of conferences, the future of work today. You know, I'm not focused on the future of work. I'm talking about the work today. LEARNTOR is focused on the job today. We are, big audacious goal is to bridge the skill gap, okay? And for me, the partnership that we have with Scrum.org, it's a game changer. So, okay, the Kanban question, don't worry, David will be speaking on that immediately after Martin. With regards to...
It's hypothesis-driven development. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, thank God.
That was annoying me.
I know, especially people like us that just want to make sure things are done right. So I'd like to let you know that this certification, if you have to go on Scrum.org website alone to do it, it costs you about $150, and you can do it on your own, as Martin has rightly said it. But you get one chance to do it. But you see, all the students on the LEARNTOR Cohort 1, we had success rate of 100%, okay? And Claudia was saying that was just amazing at the rate at which the student passed. But the beauty is they add a second option that they didn't have to pay for. So that is only applicable for just the participants on the LEARNTOR cohort 2 that will sign up. And this is even limited. So anyone that misses the first 30 mark based on the number that Martin has graciously, his class cost an average of £800. So that's about 1,000 something USD. But you see, because of the partnership with Scrum.org and the magnanimity of Martin and Gloria for cohort 1, they didn't have to pay that much for the classes, okay? And we are not just telling you, like Martin said, he had people that passed all the certification, but they didn't have the Agile mindset. Someone that had the Agile mindset, a clear case study for us at LEARNTOR is Grace Johnson, is Chioma, is Rashid, is Everest, is a lot of our participants that have volunteered for the Agile certification, that volunteered for the Agile cohort 1. Please, if you have any question, raise your hand, we're happy to take it. And we're not talking future of work tomorrow, we're talking future of work now, where you can change the game. This is where the game is changed because industry is looking for Scrum Masters. An average entry salary of a Scrum Master is 135,000 USD. What are you waiting for? Does anybody have any questions for Martin? And if you don't, I'm going to bring, before David come to fore, I'd like us to listen to Talisha. Talisha, are you there? I'd like to hear your success story. Awesome. So, please, can you speak?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Talisha Inokuju, and my experience with LEARNTOR has been actually a game changer for me. Although I came in with no knowledge of what Scrum was or a Scrum Master, let alone Agile, I had no idea what any of that meant. But now, today, I can say I may not be a subject matter expert, but I'm somewhere between a beginner and an intermediate Scrum Master. I'm not yet advanced, but I will
Your
get there
screen
soon.
is blank.
Well, I'm on my mobile, so I can't. And then I'm at work.
Don't worry, you watch our interview next week. It's going to be live
Yes.
stream. So go on.
And then I had met a lot of wonderful people. The instructors at LEARNTOR is outstanding. They're awesome. Not only the instructors and the trainers, but also, like Grace said earlier, Martin, Claudia, Lizzie, Anu, all those people are subject matter experts in those fields, in Agile and Scrum. It has been a train ride for me. And with everything that's going on in my personal life, I still able to manage to stay in school. I still was able to manage my family. I still was able to manage my personal problems. I did not let my personal problem get in the way of my education. Um, I'm also geared towards the Agile 20 Reflect 2020 for Chicago real soon. I'm working with Mercy on that and also going to attend the Agile Reflect 2020 in Nigeria. So I'm a work in progress. Have a lot on my plate, but I will complete it. I will get it done. But Scrum is the way to go for those who are listening. Scrum is the way to go. I call it the world of Scrum. If you want to learn something, LEARNTOR is a stepping stone school for you to get there. Not only do you learn Scrum, you learn Power BI, you learn data GDPR, you learn PMO. It's so much more. You get so much more. You get Jira, you get Consora, you get Quick Scrum. You learn so much more. And I'm grateful for that. And that's about it for now.
Thank you so much. Do I want to get one more? We still have like 2. I can take one more testimonial from any of our cohorts. Rashid, do you want to speak? I see a lot of you guys here. Rashid, is Gloria here? Tolu, would you like to say something? Okay, I just want to say something just to add to what Talisha is in the US, right? The time difference is impossible. But what Talisha has done is simply what I would ask you, what is your excuse? What is your excuse? What are you waiting for? What is holding you back? You think it's bad? I tell you, you haven't started. She has a baby that is a baby, literally a baby. She has a job. She did not miss any class. Even when she was going to miss the class, she made sure she notified every one of us. Nigeria, the African people, I don't know where they get this concept, the future of work. There is nothing like the future of work. We need to focus on the job today. Many of the people that will go to learn, they go and learn like a bandwagon. Everybody's a developer. Everybody's a certified Scrum Master. But you lack the technical expertise. And that's what LEARNTOR is trying to bridge. That's the gap that LEARNTOR has come to bridge so that you can learn right, so that you can do right, so that you can be right. This is a lifetime opportunity, and this cannot be possible if not for the likes of Martin, if not for the likes of David, if not for the likes of so many people that have supported the cause that we're doing. We are going to bridge that gap for Africans. So thank you so much, Martin, for being here. I sincerely appreciate your generosity. It means everything. Thank you for your time. I know you have such a short time. Martin has been training for the last 2 days. And I'm just so grateful for just your heart, for just the mindset, the agile mindset that you have. Because if you didn't have the agile mindset, you would not speak for LEARNTOR to Daphne. And I'm grateful for the partnership with Scrum.org. This is something that would never take lightly. I mean, it would have taken me years or never happened, but you made it happen like this, the snap of a finger. Thank you for the relationship that we've built. Thank you for being a true Agilist, Martin. I don't know what you guys want to say to Martin. Anybody wants to give Martin a vote of thanks before he goes? Cohort 1.
Oh, thank you, Martin. It's been really an impacting one and very insightful. You've spoken a lot about new digital approach to several topics you talked about. We are really grateful to an opportunity to benefit from the wealth of your knowledge, Martin. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
So much. Thank you. And Martin, I would say in the Nigerian parlance, Oshegoni.
Oshegoni?
Messi, I think what is left is Harry. I think what is left is Martin to invite us to Scotland to have some.
Nigeria, nothing like that. Martin
you gotta wait till next year when Scotland's back in Europe.
Well done, Martin. Well done, Claudia.
Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you.
Yoruba balance.
Huh? Sorry? Okay, so now I'm going to invite David to the virtual floor. I know, please stand by. I just love Martin's sense of humor. He really cracked me up during the class. Okay, so I'm going to invite David to the virtual floor, and he's going to speak to us about the brilliant, which I cannot thank Claudia enough for the connection to Kanban University. The 2 most popular framework that is adopted by international organizations today is Scrum and is Kanban. Okay, I know there's extreme programming, there is all of it. Agile is the overarching, the mindset, but there's now the framework that helps you with the implementation. So Martin has spoken with regards to Scrum. Now we have David Spink of Red Tangerine Let's give him a drum roll. Welcome to the virtual floor. So
what
I love the energy.
I'm going to mute everyone now so we can have Martin. Yeah, over to you. Yeah.
Thank you for such a gracious introduction, Mercy. I'm honoured. As you said, I'm here to talk about the Kanban method. So I'm going to give a very brief introduction to what Kanban method is and give you a little bit of a teaser for what we're going to be talking about in our Kanban University class. So as Mercy said, Kanban is one alternative path to agility. So Scrum is by far the most popular manifestation of Agile, but Kanban is gaining ground quickly. Kanban is getting more and more popular every single day. And that's beginning to rival Scrum as an alternative path to agility. So myself and Glaudia, we're part of Red Tangerine. We offer Kanban training through Kanban University. So it's a pleasure for us to work with LEARNTOR to offer one of the Kanban classes, which is called Kanban Systems Design. So we're going to be talking about that, and that's what we're going to be targeting. I'm going to be going for about 10 to 15 minutes or so, and hopefully that gives us plenty of time for any questions afterwards. So let me just do formal introductions. So Glaudia, so I'm David Spinks, this is Glaudia Califano. We founded a company called Red Tangerine around about 2 years ago. So we've been in and around the Agile space for a number of years. I actually started my career as a software developer all the way back in 2001, but my passion came out when I discovered Agile. I started as a Scrum Master around about 2012, and since then I've worked with lots of different Scrum and Kanban teams in the last few years. Glaudia, she's the one on the right on this picture. So she's been around Agile teams since around 2005. Her background is in pretty much every role you can think of associated with a Agile team. So she's been a product owner, analyst, tester, Scrum Master, Agile coach. So we founded Red Tangerine because we want to work with the like and other organizations like it. Our mission is to release people's potential. We want to humanize workplaces. We want to do all the things that Martin talked about in terms of making workplaces great places to be and allowing organizations to be as productive as possible and as great places to work at as possible. So we've been training Kanban and other parts of agility for around about 2 years now. So we've not been doing this quite as long as Martin, but we're building up some good experience over the last couple of years. So that's us. So let me move on to what Kanban is. Well, first of all, first question that we get a lot, pretty much every Kanban class that we teach, we'll always get this question: when should I do Scrum? When should I do Kanban? Or what is good about Scrum? Or what is good about Kanban? Now, I want to make it clear that these are both alternative paths to agility, and they're actually complementary. We don't really want to paint a picture where these things are competing with each other. Martin and I are actually friends. We're not about, saying, I'm not here to say Kanban is better than Scrum. I'm sure Martin would back me up and say, Scrum is not better than Kanban. They are complementary to each other. Scrum, as hopefully you're aware of, is a framework. And with frameworks, we can add complementary practices. And Kanban is one set of complementary practices that we might Scrum. In addition, Kanban is something that we might want to use standalone, but also works really well with Scrum at the same time. So we're not in a world where these two things are competing with each other. You don't have to pick one or the other. Like I say, it's about understanding the different tools that are available to you and thinking about how can I get the best Scrum perhaps Kanban practices can help me. How can I help my Kanban system work even better? Maybe there's some ideas that will help me. So these things aren't there to compete with each other. They're just ways to help us with the way that we work. I just want to talk about Scrumban. You might have heard that term. Scrumban isn't really an official thing. It's not an official framework. Scrumban tends to be where we take some elements from Scrum and some elements from Kanban, and we kind of make this mishmash. What we're trying to do with both of these methods is actually get the best of both. When we're applying Scrum, we should be applying Scrum in its entirety. And we might be applying Scrum in its entirety with some complementary Kanban practices. When we're doing Kanban, we want to be thinking about all of the different principles and practices as we apply Kanban, for example. So if as you progress in your careers, perhaps you want to move on from Scrum Master into Agile Coach, it's a useful thing to be aware of the different flavors of Agile, not just Scrum, but understanding what Kanban is could be with your career. We've used this term Kanban, and you may have heard of it already, but I just want to get a feel for what does Kanban actually mean to you. I'm going to invite you to the chat window, and just in a word or two, enter into the chat window. What does Kanban mean to you? Does anybody have any ideas of what Kanban is, or what does it mean? I'm just going to give you a moment or two to see if you can add your thoughts to the chat window. Take a guess if you want to. Maybe you've heard some of the practices. Maybe you've heard of some of the people involved. Continuous delivery. Yeah, it's a nice one, Grace. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Okay, I'm just going to give you a few more seconds, see if we can get some other ideas. Real-time communication, work in progress limits. Yes, that's one of the very common ideas of what Kanban is. Yes, real-time communication. Yeah, again, that's one of the benefits that we get. We want, with all Agile methods, to get really fast feedback, understanding. Transparency. Yes, absolutely. Excellent. Visualization, tracking, managing tasks. Yeah, managing our managing our work, definitely one. Okay, great. So I'm just going to delve into a little bit of background here. So you may be aware that Kanban is actually a word that comes from Japan. And there's a lot of confusion around what Kanban actually means. And part of this is because the word Kanban itself has got many different meanings. So in the kanji alphabet in Japanese, it actually means a sign or a large visual board. If you're doing Scrum, you might be using a board to visualize the work that you're doing. That's actually, you could say that that's a Kanban board. So that in that kanji alphabet, Kanban means this idea of a sign or a large visual board. There's another Japanese alphabet called hiragana, excuse my pronunciation. In this alphabet, Kanban actually means a signal card. So by that we mean some sort of signal that we need to do some work on something. It could be a task, it could be something that represents a customer request, for example. But it's a signal that we need to do some work. There's yet another definition. In Chinese, Kanban actually is a verb. It's the action of actually looking at the board. So there's a lot of confusion around what Kanban actually means because of the origins of where some of these words come from. Now, we incorporate all of these different words, all these different meanings into what is the Kanban method. Kanban University, created by David Anderson, who created the Kanban method. So think of what we're talking about now as the Kanban method with a capital K, and then you've got these other meanings of Kanban with a little k. So signal cards, visual boards, and the act of looking at the board all different ways, all different things that we expect to see as part of the bigger Kanban method. So what is the Kanban method then? Let's have a look at that. So I tried to condense the Kanban method, which is a 2-day class, the introductory class that we're talking about, that we're partnering with LEARNTOR on. A 2-day class, I tried to condense down into 2 sentences, and this was the best I can come up with. So forgive me but this is the best I could do. So the Kanban method aims to maximize the delivery of value, minimizing the lead time. And by lead time, we mean the time it takes from when we start work to the point that we actually deliver some value. So we want to minimize that lead time, do so in a way which is as predictable as possible, i.e. we can deliver according to our customer or our stakeholders' expectations. So if we tell them that we're going to meet their expectation at some point in time, we want to be predictable enough that we actually don't fail those expectations. We want to keep our customers happy, and a lot of the things that makes our customers happy is for their expectations to be met. So we do all of this by using visual boards and what we call a work in progress limited pull system. So I think Grace mentioned that already, the fact that we use work in progress limits to create our Kanban systems. So the Kanban method is also a change management method. So we use the Kanban method to catalyze what we call evolutionary change. And we do this through the use of Kanban systems. So kind of going back to a little bit what Martin was talking about, we're in a world where we have to constantly inspect and adapt, right? And again, Kanban is an alternative method that allows us to do that. And we do this in an evolutionary way. What we mean by that is we are taking small steps. We are testing, trying out lots of small different ideas rather than trying one big set of ideas all at once. We're taking small steps towards our goal in terms of improvement and trying to get to the goals that we're trying to achieve. So the Kanban method is about maximizing that delivery of value and about evolutionary change. You might recognize this picture. It's from the cover of a book by David Anderson. So as I mentioned already, David Anderson is the creator of the Kanban method. And it's a great metaphor for what the Kanban method is. Here we can see a group of people collaborating together. They're having a really meaningful conversation around the state of the work. Behind them, they've got a Kanban board, which is a visualization of the state of their work. And they're using that, as we've talked about in the chat window, to have real-time communication about what's going on. They're using that visualization to manage their task, to manage their work. They're using that visualization to create transparency. And they're doing all of this in a collaborative way. So you can see that there's a lot of overlap with what we talk about in Kanban, with a lot of the other methods that we talk about in Agile and with Scrum as well. So as I say, this is a picture of from the cover of the first book written on Kanban by David Anderson, who is the creator of the Kanban method. So to outline what the Kanban method is, it is about service orientation. We, rather than thinking about organizations as sets of teams with different departments, such as we've got a team of developers and a separate team of testers and a set of marketeers and a set of salespeople. We kind of want to change the way that we think about our organizations and start thinking in what we call a service orientated way. So we think about our organizations as networks of services. We can think about our organization as providing a service to our customers, but within our organization, there's a lot of internal services. We might have a service that provides, I don't know, internal support. It could be a service that provides help desk functionality, anything like that. But we try to change the way that we're looking at our organizations, rather than like these different departments, actually understanding that our organizations are these networks of services. How do these networks of services interact? And how can we think about how this interaction allows the organization as a whole to serve the customer. So a very much service orientated outlook. So with Kanban, we've got a set of practices and principles. If I was to distill Kanban method down to its bare bones, I wouldn't even say it's an agile framework. It's a set of principles and practices. And there's 6 general practices. We've mentioned a couple of them already. The fact that we do visualization, we set work in progress limits. Those are 2 of the general practices, and we'll cover the rest as part of the class. Kanban is about service delivery. So there's some principles around optimizing service delivery. How do we do that, given the fact that we are thinking about organizations as this set of services, this network of services. And as I mentioned, the Kanban method is a change management method. So we have a set of change principles alongside those. How do we deliver fast? How do we deliver quality? But also, how do we evolve as an organization? How do we evolve as a team? How do we evolve as individuals? The Kanban method also includes what's called a set of cadences. So the cadences are, how do we regularly review our progress towards our goals? Are we meeting our customer expectations? So Kanban comes with a set of optional cadences on how we implement feedback loops in terms of monitoring progress, monitoring how we're improving, etc. Another big part of Kanban is metrics. And again, this is something that we cover in the class. How can we have conversations around real data? How can we evolve according to data? Just as a sneak preview, some of the Kanban metrics that we talk about in the class, we talk about looking at our lead times, but we've got charts that let us understand our lead time distributions. That helps us strive towards improvement, and again helps us set customer expectations. We've got things called run charts that help us to understand the stability and predictability of our systems, of how we deliver. Cumulative flow diagrams that help us understand the relationships between the amount of work in progress that we've got and how long things actually take to deliver. And again, these are all things that we teach, how you create them during the class, but also how you actually read them and get some value from them. So just as an overview of the class, these are the learning outcomes that we strive to leave you with at the end of the class. So it's a 2-day class, the Kanban systems design. It's the first part of what is called the Kanban Management Professional accreditation. And what we look to do in this first part, this first 2-day training, is leave you with the ability to understand the basics of Kanban, understand the benefits of Kanban, and why you might want to choose to use the Kanban method. We want to leave you with the ability to apply the practices, understand the principles of the Kanban method, and understand what a pull-based work in progress limited system is, and how we use work in progress limits, the visualization, to model and design Kanban systems to optimize value. We use that word a lot in Kanban. How do we flow value? How do we flow customer satisfaction as fast as possible? And we also look at systems thinking. How can we take a systems thinking approach, i.e., how do we look at our system as a whole? How do we take that approach to design our service-orientated Kanban systems? So at the end of the 2 days, there is a certification. There is no assessment as there is with Scrum.org. So the assessment is part of the class. So by attending the class and getting involved in the activities, such as building your own Kanban board, you will earn the certificate from Kanban University for completing the Kanban system design class. So that was a very brief, very quick overview. Give you a little bit of a teaser, taster for the Kanban method. And I just want to leave you with this quote. Again, much like Martin talked about with Scrum, Kanban is all about change, being adaptable. So we've got a bit of a quote on the screen there. It's It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It's the one that is most adaptable to change. And again, the Kanban method is, as well as delivering lots of customer value, helping you to adapt to change. Thank you very much. And I'll hand back to Mercy and gladly take any of your questions and comments and thoughts.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I was trying to multitask at the same time, so I sincerely appreciate that. You
will not do that after the Kanban anymore, Mercy. You know, work in progress limits.
No, I'm very dyslexic, so I need to work. You don't want to know the amount of work that I've done. It's still work in progress. I get it, but so long as you are focused on what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, I'm just joking, Mercy.
I'm sure you saw me going like this. Yeah, I need to do this because it was time bound. Oh my days. Oh, that was manic. Anyway, so I want to say thank you so much, David. I really appreciate it. I've come to meet with you and sincerely, I am highly appreciative of you guys taking the time. You guys may not understand this. This is value. If you go on LinkedIn on a job search, you will see certain requirements that you need to have. Kanban is one of them, understanding Kanban, because like I said, there's Scrum Ban, you know, and there's Scrum. You need to have the skills. You need to have the skills. We cannot overemphasize the fact that you need to have the skills. So I want to say thank you. Now I want to open the floor for questions. Anybody has questions for David with regards to Kanban and the certification? This certification is going to happen. I'm going to talk about it when it gets to the final lab after Claudia. Any questions? Any questions? Thank you so much. They're appreciating you. They're appreciating you.
I do have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Sorry, I guess I should have raised my hand. I do have a question for David.
Yep.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Grace.
Okay, thank you. So the class, the 2-day class, is it enough to get a deeper dive knowledge of Kanban? So I'm quite familiar with Kanban, but I do want to immerse myself into it a little bit more and just get a better understanding. And I'm not sure if the 2 days, it's more like an introductory course, or if you can just touch on that.
So Kanban University, which is a different accreditation body to Scrum.org. So introductory class is actually a 1-day class aimed at team practitioners. So we've recommended to LEARNTOR and to you to actually do the next level class, which is the 2-day Kanban system design class. So again, if you don't know anything about Kanban, it's still good to join that class. We'll pick up the basics. However, there is there's a lot of depth that we do cover on that 2-day classes. So yes, we talk about the basic practices, but we do cover this. How do we actually design a Kanban system? So there's lots of nuances that people don't understand that come with those other practices that we talk about. So if you're thinking, if you know about work in progress limits and you know about visualization, that's great. But there is a lot greater depth that we will cover on that Kanban systems design class.
Okay, that's awesome. That's good to know. Yeah, because I'm currently working as a Scrum Master for, Scrum Master / Technical Program Manager for MasterCard here in Arlington, off the Arlington office, close to DC. So I definitely want to further my knowledge on Kanban. I've been practicing Scrum, but not necessarily Kanban as much. So just thought this class just may be helpful for me. So thanks, David. Sure. I'll look into that some more. Is there a contact? I think, is there a way or contact information regarding, or just go to Kanban University, how do I?
No, it's offered with LEARNTOR.
Okay. So I meant to say that I'm new to LEARNTOR. I literally just stumbled upon LEARNTOR last night on Instagram. So I registered. Yeah. So this is like my first session with you guys. So I'm glad to be a part of LEARNTOR, and I'll definitely sync up with you.
I'm sure you're inspired by all the testimonials.
Yes, I love it. Oh my God, I'm so excited to learn more. Super, super excited. Thank you guys.
Because we're not just about you getting the certification, we're
right
about the hands-on experience and the collaboration. I'll give you the story of Talisha really hits home more to me, because Talisha on her own did not register for this course. It was our husband that actually registered for the training, right?
Okay.
The beauty of Talisha's story is the husband was at work, right? And just said, Talisha, please, can you attend the class for me one day and debrief me on what you have learned? But she ended up being the one that took the class from beginning to end. She has a master's in project management. I remember when I took my project management training, right? I didn't remember one thing. The only thing I remembered was critical path. That's the only thing I remember from the training, right?
Yes.
But the pivotal point for my life was the hands-on experience when I now signed up and started doing the actual work. You know, Grace spoke lightly. She is actually a trustee for a UK company. She is in Nigeria. This is the future of work. Working as a distributed team member in an agile organization. And LEARNTOR is trying to bring that to reality. And if we don't learn right, we miss out. And as you know, because you're already practicing Scrum, this is an added advantage for you understanding Kanban, because many organizations are still operating the Kanban flow. So thank you very much for your question. Anybody else has a question? Anybody else? Okay, so we're going to do a quick poll. It's important because I need to know where everybody's at. You guys, we've spoken to you. We've tried to like let you know. I'm going to take a testimonial from one of the cohorts one as well. Rashid, I'm going to call you. I can see your picture. Okay, and I'd like to speak with someone that has no knowledge about IT and like, what is this all about, right? So that you can speak to that as well is equally important for LEARNTOR. So I'm going to drop a poll in the chat. It's very important. Okay, somebody left a question. Please, more explanation on the Kanban matrix in chat. This will be done in the live classes. This is just to tell you, these are the things that you're going to learn when you participate on the LEARNTOR Agile Digital Transformation training that is going to be happening first week in December into January. You're going to have exposure to, and this offer from Kanban is only 20. The first 20 that register would have access to the Kanban course. So I want to take a poll, and this, I think I'll play music just to diffuse for like 4 minutes. And Claudia and David, I would entertain you to a nice and serenade you to Nigerian music, all right? Let me see you move. Just move a little bit. Please quickly help me to fill that question and fill the poll. We want to know what exactly is your learning objective. We're very big with data. As you can see, you're going to be offered data analytics. You're going to be offered Agile Scrum. You're going to be offered PSM, opportunity for PSM certification. But the Kanban one, it's a different conversation, which I'm going to shed light on in just a little bit. So please, can you quickly fill the poll? We have 4 minutes. The question shouldn't take you about 1 or 2 minutes. We want to follow your desires to be able to serve you better, okay? So let me find a nice, give me a good song, nice song. Somebody give me a nice Nigerian song so that I can play for David and Claudia. Please. Any ideas? I'm not good with music, so I don't watch. Anybody? Can I have a nice song title? Davido, which one of Davido? Davido has many songs. Okay, let's do Fem, at least. Na, 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 na. Okay. Oh.
Fem, he.
Okay, oh. Enjoy the music. Okay, there you go, Claudia. That's my people. We have 3 minutes to go. Please, let's do it. Let's go.
It be like you don't they talk too much. Small talk, you don't they talk who talk. Oh boy, you don't they do too much. Small talk, you don't they do good talk. And the baddest. I see where they find the pity. I'm gonna they give me itty bitty. Just call me. You want know that bitty, you go know that bitty when you see that bitty. You where they find the pity. Tell her don't go say we like to party. Just call me. You want know that bitty, you go know that bitty when you see that bitty. Make una tell her to call me. Why them come they para for me? Why everybody come they para for me? Why them come they para for me? Now I take we go para, then go para for you. Before the matter gets serious, before the whole matter gets dangerous, you need to make sure you don't say too much. Cause if you say too much, I fit to run up on. You see say I get fans with a paracon. You see say my own cheap past you walk on. My nigga, I said trends no street stuff. I get men, I know they got a voice. I dey live my life. Man, they turn them to shoot on sight. Whoever be saying, I mean, they keep them life. Them go tell me who they keep them mind. Keep them mind, live my life. Man, they turn them to shoot on sight. Whoever be saying, I mean, they keep them life. Them go tell me who they keep them mind. Keep them mind.
The music is just a light music as you feel the poll. Please, can we respond to the poll? I really need your feedback on, okay, 3 people have submitted. I need your response. It's based on this that we know what we're going to dish out and serve you. Your response is important. It's very important to us. Please help me to fill the poll. This poll is going to be the basis for our decision to offer you the training. Very, very important. Okay. The link is in the chat. I've dropped it. So I'm going to extend the time by another 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Please fill the form. I'm going to continue playing the music. Enjoy while you're doing that.
Make una tell her to call me. Why them come they para for me? Why everybody can they para for me? Para for me. Not you killing this one.
Thank you for filling the form. I need at least, even if it's 50% of you guys, please just fill the form. It's going to take, yes, Claudia is rocking it. Yes. Okay, let me play Bonner Boy. Somebody wanted Bonner Boy, so I'll carry this for the next 3 minutes. After this, then I can now get Gloria to start the session as well. But before that, I'll take 1 or 2 testimonials from any of the cohort 1 participants. So let's do, actually, I want to do Daddy Shoki. Daddy Shoki, I love him. Daddy Shoki. Somebody.
I got them godo, open the door for me. Shoki Baba, and on this way I go come outside. Somebody call my name. Shoki. People they call him my name. Shoki. Daddy Shoki, yeah, you come back again. Me come again, I do me come back again. Mama them a calling my name. Papa them a calling my name. Little children them a calling my name. Daddy come. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy show me how you come back again. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy show me how you come back again. Tell your mother, tell your father, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your auntie, tell your uncle, tell the people, daddy show me come back again. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy show me how you come back again. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy show me how you come back again. Daddy come. Somebody call my name Shoki. People they call him my name Shoki. Daddy Shoki, yeah, you come back again. Me come again, I do me come back again. Mama them a calling my name. Papa them a calling my name. Little children them a calling my name. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy Shoki, yeah, you come back again. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy Shoki, yeah, you come back again. Daddy come. Okay, Baba, stand. God open for you to come again. No time for you. Temper. Tell your mother, tell your father, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your auntie, tell your uncle, tell the people that the Shoki come back again. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy Shoki, yeah, you come back again. Daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy come, daddy Shoki, yeah, you come back again. Daddy come. Again, Shoki, Shoki, Shoki. Gonna be repeat again, Shoki, Shoki, Shoki.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to fill the poll. I just want to do a quick update, then Gloria would go, then I'll speak with regards to the Agile transformation and the package that comes with it, and then we can call it a night. Then I'll leave room for a lot of questions that we can ask and the timeline, all right, for a student to participate. So I'd like to call on any of the cohort 1. Who wants to go? I said, okay, Rashid, are you good? Rashid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Rashid.
Good evening, Claudia. My name is Rashid. I'm one of the outgoing cohort 1. I thank God I'm here because for me, knowing LEARNTOR has been a life transforming one with sincerity. When I got the information on LinkedIn for an open day which I signed on. Attending the first class just changed my paradigm. And it has been a great one for me. Even when I talk in the office, there are some things I've done. Just there was a day I did a dashboard. I showed my finance director, and the man was telling me that, Rashid, you are getting overqualified for a job. There is nobody that can do what you've done in this building except me. And I was just like, wow. I just told him that I met someone online and that person has transformed my life with all these things. So I now, before at the point I was confused, I don't really know what to do, but LEARNTOR has changed my trajectory. You know, I now, to the glory of God, I'm a PSM holder. I'm a certified Scrum Master. And that one funny thing about that certified Scrum Masters with Scrum Alliance was that I did it within 23 minutes. They would give me 1 hour. I did it within 23 minutes and I scored 92.5%. As in, I did it without blinking. And it was based on the, you know, foundational knowledge, teaching that were given. And I think what really helped LEARNTOR as a team, as a body, is that, you know, one of my teachers used to, you know, made this quote. He said, if you fail to locate your success team, your vision might not know success. So I think the team, the quality of the facilitator that, you know, LEARNTOR has, you know, brought together are the game changer for her, because they are very amazing. Miss Ari, very phenomenal. Mrs. Okurawe, very amazing woman. Today, Prince also, and our amazing Deji, you know, very great man. So what I just want to tell everybody here is that, you know, there's some money you spend. To you, it might look heavy, but the money for this training is the money I spent that I did not feel it at all, because I got more than what I bargained for. I now knew new things, and this thing has so much. What I've learned in LEARNTOR has so much challenged me that I keep on breaking new grounds every day, keep on researching, which ordinarily was not so. So it was a life transforming for me, and it was a game changer for me. So I appeal to you, just join the board, join this legion of game changer for Africa. Together with you and every other person on this platform, we can change Africa. And to my outgoing team, they are very amazing people. The collaboration was top notch. We are cross-functional. Everybody knows everyone. I just spoke with Anne this night. We are just like one big family. If you don't see someone maybe 2 or 3 days in class, somebody will be forced to just check on you. And so if somebody, there was a day I was sick, I didn't spend up to 4 hours in hospital before Grace knows that I was sick. And before you know it, everybody start calling. So everybody is concerned about everyone. So it's not about you coming to class to learn. You learn, then again, you feel all my life, I've been heading teams, you know. I'm a chairman of 2 board of trustees as I speak, but I've never experienced the kind of love, the cordiality, the affection that I've experienced in these 3 months. It is as if we have known each other for more than 3 years. So I thank you, LEARNTOR, and I thank everyone that is here. Claudia, I really appreciate you. Mr. David, I appreciate your presentation too. And I look forward to be part of your family too. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was really, I remember one of the words that Rashid said. Rashid said to us, he said, what was the word? He said that he has attended training all of his life, but honestly, that this one is actually a free training. See, let me tell you, we did it together in the class. Go on Google, search for training on GDPR. It costs 250,000 context. Search for training on Agile Scrum. Say you get a Martin or Claudia that are PST. PST means professional Scrum trainer. And that journey, I'm about to start it. It's scary as, I don't want to use the other word. It's scary and it's long. So this is years of hard work that they've transferred. I've done my certification in Agile Scrum before now, by the way, but it's nonsense. What I have gotten today, just my experience with Claudia, with Martin, and the professional Scrum trainer, Lizzie, Anu, it's beyond, it's out of this world. And there is no amount I can ask you to pay that can equate. I think that Everest actually called me and said, Mercy, I did a calculation how much we paid. I think you went to pay the trainers, all the facilitators, 25,000 naira per month or some ridiculous. I'm not good in maths. I can't do maths to save my life, because they were on a 3-month training, exposed to GDPR, project management, business analysis, data, data, Power BI, and you need to see the kind of data that these people were able to analyze. 80% of this participant didn't know anything about Agile, but like you heard, Agile is here. It's a mindset. For you to be an Agilist, you have to love people, and they loved each other. I can speak to that because he has testified to the fact that he was sick. It wasn't quite 4 hours. We all knew in the class. I called, everybody reached out to him, and everything is virtual. It's not a physical meeting. So you can see what digital transformation is all about. This is the future. It's not tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna welcome on board, then I can open up for your questions. I'm gonna welcome on board Claudia, and I'll tell you why design thinking is so important, by the way. The cohort 1 didn't have it. You are gonna have design thinking by a professional Scrum trainer, a Kanban University certified trainer, someone that has worked with go and check our resume on LinkedIn, okay? And just know that as creative and brilliant as we are as African, this is the major disconnect. Even for LEARNTOR, just the fact that not having a design thinking mindset to applying with cohort 1, we saw the lapses, which we are going to correct with the design thinking in this cohort 2, and we'll see how that goes. So Claudia, you have the virtual floor to take us on design thinking and show us what it means to be a design thinking professional.
Cool. Right, let me share my screen. Let me have a look if that works. Can everyone see my screen with design thinking on it? Yeah, David is nodding. I just bought an extra screen, so it's the first time I'm using it. So,
yes,
sorry,
we can.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's the first time I'm using it, so that's fine. Cool. So first of all, thank you very much, Mercy, for your really nice introduction. And everyone for having me to talk a bit about design thinking and the workshops that we will be running together with LEARNTOR. So what is design thinking? I just want to start with getting the most common misunderstanding out of the way, and that is that design thinking is only for people who have the job title designer or are the role designer. In design thinking, we're all designers. Yeah, so you don't have to be able to physically design things to actually practice design thinking. So now we've got that out of the way. What is it? It's design thinking. You can see it as an approach to creative problem solving, and this was exactly what Martin was talking about. We want to move away from just giving people solutions or instructions and then following tasks. We really want to get people to get creative and use their mindset to solve problems. Aside from that, it's solving problems in a human-centered way. Yeah, so it's a human-centered path to innovation. So I often hear people say, when I say, oh, shall we do design thinking? They go like, oh, but I'm not creative. But I'm not convinced that's really the case. And that's the reason why we use design thinking, because we believe that this approach can unlock creativity in all of us. It will make us all feel that we're capable of coming up with wonderful new ideas. And design thinking, again, starts with people. You know, when Mercy was talking about the importance of having people. It starts with people. It's putting the human needs at the center of everything. So that all sounds a bit theoretical. So I'll want to give you just one example, one case study where they did design thinking. So some of you who know me know that I live in the UK, but I'm actually originally Dutch. So I am from the Netherlands. So of course I picked a case study that's from the Netherlands. So this is the Rotterdam Eye Hospital. And since 2006, this hospital in the Netherlands have transformed their institution from like the normally scary, grim kind of hospital into a bright and comforting place. So by incorporating design thinking and design principles into their process. So the hospital's executives, supported by external designers, have really turned this hospital into a showplace. So when you Google like case studies, it will come up. And it has actually won a number of safety, quality, and design awards. Now, more importantly, to this organization, actually the patient intake rose with 47%. By the way, this is a non-profit organization, but still, like I said, the patient intake rose by 47%, which is quite impressive. So how does this all started? So a team of the Rotterdam Eye Hospital, so the CEO, CFO, managers, staff, doctors, everyone involved, they really wanted to understand how that patients felt when they entered the hospital and what could be done to improve their experience. So they went outside, so they interviewed people, but they also learned from other companies that were actually out of the box. So, for example, they went to our Dutch supermarket chain and learned everything about scheduling there. They went to KLM, the national airline. They learned a lot from things from there as well, with regards to customer service and how people felt. And they also gained important insights about operational excellence of 2 other eye hospitals. And then team of caregivers at the hospital began designing experiments. So we come back again what Martin talked about as well, about designing experiments. Yeah. So just one quick good example of a very small but powerful change or experiment that they ran is the children department. So the children department within this hospital. So this hospital sends beautiful T-shirts with a specific animal print to children before they come to stay, so in advance of their stay. And then when they arrive, the consultant, so the doctor, actually wears a button with the same animal during the appointment, which gives the children straight away a way to connect, yeah, with the doctor and with the consultant. Other ideas, maybe you went to the hospital or you go to any reception, children can't actually even look over the counter. So in the interior design, they gave that a facelift to make it less frightening and more fun, but they actually created stepping stones. So when children arrive at the hospital, they can go on a stepping stone to actually look on the counter so they can communicate with the staff eye to eye. Yeah. So all in all, this all made a much, sorry, I've just moved a slide. So all in all, this made a much nicer kind of experience for the little patients, for the children to come into the hospital as well. Design thinking has also earned the hospital a reputation as an innovator. So as I said, if you Google it, or even people out of the healthcare or out of like the industry, they know about this. Yeah. So this is just kind of an example that design thinking can be used everywhere. So it could be used in startups and corporate giants. For example, IBM is massively big on design thinking. They incorporate design thinking almost in everything what they do. Healthcare, education, engineering, you name it, because we're actually solving problems for people. Yeah. So it's all about problem solving. Can be used for product development, strategic thinking, service and industry design, organization change as well. So it's a wide range where you can use it. So we talked about design thinking kind of being a mindset, because that's what it is. Design thinking, first and foremost, is a mindset, shifting from just giving solutions to actually really empathize with people and solve problems. So we talked about the mindset, but there's one other part of design thinking, which are these different phases. Now, depending on which kind of organization you go to, this comes from this slide comes from IDEO. They talk about 5 steps: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. I know that Nielsen, which is a very big UX agency, they have a 6-step which is like implementation. Yeah. But these steps are here to help us to actually practice our approach to user centricity. So it's still the mindset that's the most important thing. However, these steps actually help us with that. Now, looking at these pictures, it looks like the phases are done in a linear fashion. So let's say we do first empathize, then define, then ideate. However, that is not true. So design thinking is definitely not linear or sequential, which shows in the next slide. It's actually unfolds in iterative loops, moving back and forwards. And you can take the steps that make sense within your context. So it could be that you're starting with defining a problem and then empathizing. Yeah. So it depends on your context. It is, however, in a tangible way to keep the user at the heart of everything that we do. And just like in the Agile frameworks, you inspect and adapt. Yeah, so you continuously go back. So it could be that you ideate, you come with a prototype, you test it, you adjust it. Yeah, so it's a whole inspect and adapt thing. I did say, like, you could, for example, start with define, then empathize, etc. There's one rule actually in here, is that you should always do, whenever you do it, the empathize phase. Without having empathy, you're not doing design thinking. So how does this all fit in with Agile teams and etc.? For example, Scrum teams. So I worked with companies where I've seen that a Scrum team is just been given work by the product owner, for example, which shouldn't, it shouldn't be like, oh, I give you this work, this solution. The team should actually be involved. Yeah, the product owner Scrum is not supposed to be a proxy that just hands over solutions, but I've seen it happening, yeah, in reality. So this actually helps that with this. So using design thinking gives teams an opportunity to really focus on the user collaboratively. So you would do it together as a team. The other thing that it really helps with is it allows exploring ideas from different perspectives. So it really leverages diversity in a team as well. If you come from different backgrounds, that could be professionally, different countries, gender, etc. We all have different perspectives, yeah? And this really leverages that because we all have a say in it, and to come up with creative and innovative ideas for solving a problem. So as, for example, in Scrum, we want to deliver valuable and usable product to our users. Yeah, of course, we want that with design thinking as well. So it fits really nice. So it can go hand in hand with Agile frameworks such as Scrum. Yeah, Scrum teams are involved with their users. They empathize, getting feedback, inspect, adapt. It's really about getting teams involved. It's about diverging and converging and collaborating. So it's really, really powerful, especially if you want to be innovative. And like David said, the strongest, are adaptable to change. Yeah, so. Right, in our design thinking workshop, this is kind of the last slide that I have. I just mentioned a couple of techniques or practices that we are going to do. So in our workshop, we will go through these 5 phases. Yeah. From building empathy to actually validation. And we are using different practices. We, for example, use empathy mapping, personas. To ideate, we use crazy eights. We can use body storming and paper prototyping and Wizard of Oz. These are all techniques and practices that you can do as part of design thinking. We look how can we frame problem statements in how might we questions, and how do we get the point of view of the users. So kind of having this introduction into design thinking and having the skills can really help us tackle our biggest challenges and build creative confidence as well. Yeah, so we don't have to be designers to do design thinking. That's the whole point. It's all about collaboration. yeah, and unlocking that creativity and those different perspectives that we have, and always putting the user at the heart of everything we do. So that was the slide, and hopefully you're intrigued now, and we would look forward to see you in our design thinking workshop. And that was me, Mercy.
That was amazing, Claudia. That was amazing. I need to learn how to use the 2 double string thing. Yeah, I have to learn it. Anyway, so I think I want to speak with you offline, but anybody have a question for Claudia? Now I think I need to hear my facilitators. Is Ari, Iyabo on call? Either of you to share your experience on the participation of the student. They've told you how they felt. It would be nice to hear you as well. So, any of the facilitators on call? Harry, Boje, Deji. Let me see. Yabo,
I'm driving, Mercy, but yeah, it was a great learning curve working with the students, seeing how they grew, how they learnt. It was just interesting to see the way they all actually, just like sponges, they were taking up all the information coming at them. At times, I know it was hard going, it seemed overwhelming, but they were able to just hang on in there. And by having such a wide variety of things they were learning, they were all able to choose which one they loved the most and prioritize based on that. So I think at least they would, at the end of this, have been able to select an area where they can probably specialize in or apply to their own daily, be it work or chores or whatever. So I know that each and every one of them have benefited in one way or the other. Just as Rashid said, being able to use it already in where he works. And they, you know, it was just lovely watching them all grow from people that knew little or nothing about certain topics to people that were able to speak more authoritatively on what they were learning about. So yeah, I'm sure they agree on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yabo. Yeah, Rashid, you have a question for Claudia. Please, I'm expecting you guys to respond to the form that is there. I will show the results now. I'm expecting everyone to fill the form. It's the best way that we're going to serve you. We're creating content that is bespoke for you. Just imagine you saying, I'm a certified Scrum Master, like a lot of people say, I'm certified. But you lack the technical expertise is a problem. So Rashid, go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
So
it's 22 hours.
Thank you for the presentation, Claudia. I just need to confirm something. Does design thinking has any certification?
So Mercy and I talked about this. Mercy, I'll give that to you.
Yeah, so the way it's going to work is Red Tangerine in collaboration with LEARNTOR. See, design thinking is a skill that is the most sought after for. It's how you can create a product from a customer-centric point of view. So the certification you're going to get is a certification from Red Tangerine and LEARNTOR, all right? And it's not just the certification. People are not interested. See, let me tell you, I think that's the main problem, disconnect with Africans. Certifications are great. And that's why you have Scrum Masters, professional Scrum Master from scrum.org. I didn't just go looking for just a quack because, oh yeah, I'm not going to be profitable. I'm not going to make money. So I look for some half-baked person to come and train you guys. No, I went for the best. And they were magnanimous enough with their time to train you guys. When you say you are a PSM Scrum Master, the industry values that, okay? There's so many Scrum certification, as you know, but they are too sought after, you understand? So you now telling somebody that you are certified design, you're not, forget about certification about design thinking, that you are a design thinking professional, just because you have the experience. That's a game changer, because there are not many people. They are not. is you being able to troubleshoot to serve the customer's need. I hope that answers your question, Rashid.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so now let me show you guys the result of your poll, then we come back to the board. Okay, I'll show you the result of your poll. 22 people. This is one of the things I don't understand, but I can't force everybody to do this. And I appreciate all the 22 people that have filled. This data is very important, okay? Almost 300 of you guys filled the career open day form, but it's about, I think the highest number we had is about 60 people that participated. I am not surprised. That is the way. The first cohort one, we had 600 registration. We had about 70 people still participated. But those that have done this, their lives have changed forever. Grace, when she said that she's meeting with industry movers and shakers in the Agile space, she is not lying. It's because of this experience and the exposure to the learning. That is the game changer for her. So when we say fill the form, we are trying to make sure the content, we had so many loaded. Cohort 1 said it was too much. We have streamlined it. We need your feedback to choose what we want to offer you. That's why your feedback is very important. Please help us to fill. I'm still waiting to get more responses. So, sorry, data protection. Ari will just break my head now, but just what happened. Okay. Yes, 100% of you discovered some type of career path, whether it's in Agile, Scrum, whether it's in project management, whether it's in data analytics, definitely. So the key one, 90.9% that many of you guys are interested in is the Agile Scrum training, which is the bedrock and bread and butter for LEARNTOR, and where we are taking ownership and focusing. Okay, design thinking is 40%, and I'm grateful because you guys didn't hear Gloria speak before now. So at least 40.9% of you want design thinking. And as well for data analytics, is always a winner anyway. Data analytics was more for cohort 1, but for right now, just listening about Scrum and Kanban, many of you are going for Agile Scrum. So GDPR, not so popular. It wasn't so popular, but I'd like to say, like Ari would say, you see, as much as GDPR is not popular, the industry is looking for GDPR professional, okay? And it's a great paying job. We have a convert from cohort 1, and that's Tolu Lola. I'll get him to speak on his experience on GDPR. So, then digital transformation, the other certificate, the other courses didn't pop up. So the 4 key areas are exactly the ones we want to focus on so that we can give you. And 100% of you said the open day was impactful. Yeah. So I can do ding. Claudia, I hope your hair did not sting, right? Anyway, so which of this would be the greatest challenge for the online training? Because we had a lot of challenges. Many people have computer issue, internet connectivity. As normal is internet. If the government can change this, internet connectivity, we are in business in Africa. I can tell you for free, okay? So, and what was the reason for joining the Career Open Day 2? Awesome. Personal development and exploring new career opportunities. That's very exciting. And a lot of you definitely prefer weekdays as the cohort 1, so there's no disparity. And you prefer evening as cohort 1. One of the things we didn't ask for cohort 1, you see, you guys did it. Ariboje, 8 p.m. We were thinking we would change the class because yesterday somebody was saying, oh, change the timing. We're thinking we're going to change it to 7 p.m. But 8 o'clock is a winner. We took the same poll with cohort 1, and to be honest, 8 o'clock was what the time everybody chose. We did the poll 3 times. It wasn't planned, and they all chose. So how was your experience? Okay, we have a 3, which is okay, room for improvement, and at least 4, 5, which is a winner. I'm happy about it. So thank you so much. This data will be analyzed. You will have visibility on all of our social channels. So now let's talk.
Messi is empathy, because I feel they will go to work, they will be tired by the time they finish.
Right?
By the time they finish at 11, 12, they rushing to go to bed. My good friend Rashid is a case study, you know. So I was thinking of them. So it's good they decide on that as well.
It's important so that when we say that the class is going to be 8 p.m., it's not because we chose the time for you. You chose it for yourself. Because the way we are building LEARNTOR, we're not building it from a solution mindset. And that's where design thinking comes in, right, Gloria? Is building it from a customer-centric point of view. Whatever we're doing with LEARNTOR is heavily customer-driven. And we are not driven by the money. The real focus with LEARNTOR is to bridge the skill gap. As you have heard a lot of participants speak and told you that their life has been transformed by the experience on this platform. So Harry, since you have spoken, do you want to say anything about the participant? Then I can talk about the training. Now there's a caveat. Yes,
I can.
Yeah, go on, Harry.
Yeah, I think I saw the team. I call them the team, the way they grew as time went on during the 3 months. I remember the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how most of them were saying, "Oh, I don't understand it. I'm lost." Especially like Grace, Talisha, they were the one that were lost, and I was surprised in I think it was the end of the 4th. It just looked like you watch your child walk, just crawling. All of a sudden, they just stand up, started walking. And all of them, they've done a great job. They've put in a lot, especially those that are working. You get home, you leave home early, you get home late, you wake up early again, and you have tasks to do. I think it's been a good challenge, and I think it's been a good learning curve for them as well. And the next step I will be expecting is for them to use that to go and look for a job. You don't need to wait to, like I always tell people, you don't need to wait to know A to Z before you get the job. Know ABC, go get the job, learn on the job. And I'm also happy that I had one convert, Tolu. Because people think
I'm also your convert though.
Wow, okay, Rashid, okay, 2, okay. Yeah, so it's yeah, data protection, privacy looks dry, but it's very, very important. It sits, anything you learn these days is always going to come to data. Be you a Scrum Master, you're going to first of all know how you protect those data that will be given to you. If you're working in a bigger team and looking into project, you're still going to be looking at data. If you're doing data analytics, data science, you're still going to look about data if they made the regulation, especially with the heavy fines that are coming in. So I would say that the team have done a good job, and especially with the collaboration between themselves. It's been like more like a family now. I know Rashid, I know Talisha, I know Grace, I know. So it's also a collaboration, not only just learning, but you having that team. Like what they will say here is, it is not necessarily what you know, it is who you know. Like they say, your network is your net what. So
Yes.
it's good to collaborate. Well done, guys. That's all I have to say.
You didn't mention one thing, you didn't mention Gala.
Oh, Gala.
There was a gala class. Anyway, so let's talk about the training itself. So it's not going to be 3 months. 3 months was a stretch for the participants. So based on the feedback, it's going to be a 2 months training. Now, PSM is going to be offered to the first 30 that make payment. What is the payment arrangement? Okay. Number 1, the payment arrangement is $250, your first installment. There's an option for $300. The early birds is $250. After you miss the deadline, which is end of this month, right? Any payment you pay in December it's going to be late registration, and that's 300. Oh, so it's too complicated, it's too heavy. What we are charging, I've gotten a major flack from professionals that are training in this industry. What we are charging is like £700 for Agile Scrum, data analytics, for design thinking, and for your certification. That's the 4 areas that we are focused on. But are you going to get an opportunity to learn about project management? You do it on the job. But the 4 key areas for the Cohort 2, Agile Scrum training, data analytics, design thinking, and what's it called? I need to take that again. So early birds payment is $250. Late registration is $300. And installmental payment, say you want to do it in 3 tranches, okay, within the space of 2 months. If you don't complete, you cannot take the certification, okay? You can pay in 3 tranches for the period of 2 months, and that's $350,000. Now, like what I've said to you guys, the focus for us is not so much about the money. The focus is to bridge the gap. What we are offering you, I give you a test, go online, go and Google it, what they're paying for certification. I can tell you what we are offering you based on the testimonial that you have heard the participant of Cohort 1 tell you. You can't get it. I can beat my hands on heart. You can get it anywhere. So this is an opportunity for you to win, for you to change the game. And now Cohort 1, they have a great surprise that is coming to them. I've partnered up with a coaching platform in the US, and they'll be getting hands-on mentoring, one-on-one mentoring with industry sought-after professional. That will be announced to them. I'm going to have a class with them and announce this to them. See, we're not training you and pushing you into the market. No, we're not saying go and find. You will find your way, but there's going to be a support system where you will get support throughout this process. This is new. This is new. As you know, people bring trainers and come and train you 2-day certification and you're boom, you can't get a job. I mentored people and have helped people secure jobs in the UK. There's a guy that was within the circle. He wasn't my mentee because I would not even sign up for that. Got a job within the platform organization we work, got a job in 2 weeks, it was sacked. The fact that you can talk and get a job, you're a cowboy, the industry will fish you out and they will kick you out. But don't be a cowboy. Nigerians, we're brilliant. We are intelligent. I've never seen a breach of people in my life as resourceful as we are. We are the #1 Agilists because we know what it means to adapt. We know what it means to pivot. We know, but we never take the structures, the lessons learned. And that's what LEARNTOR is offering you. So the duration is 2 months. So, and it's 2 months with hands-on practical learning. There's going to be access to tools. You're going to learn how to use Jira as you have started to use tools. Design thinking is going to be heavily trained on mural, okay, as you have started the experience. Even the Kanban training is going to be heavily based on mural, and there are going to be tools as well for that. So you're going to be using industry tools that is sought after today. Forget the future of work. It's about the job today. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much, David. You have been, I can't believe you stayed for the whole haul. I hope the session was impactful. What do you have to say to Cohort 1? I'd like to hear you say something because you said it to me actually, how you were impressed by them before you go.
Yeah, like I said, I did see the scores and I was really impressed because I think we had like 30 people and just everyone passed the assessment as well. So that, first of all, I was really impressed with that. And secondly, really enjoyed doing the training as well. I think people really were engaged, they enjoyed it, and it made it enjoyable for me as a trainer as well. So, so thank you very much, everyone, for that.
Thank you, Claudia. And David, do you have any words to say to us before you leave?
Again, I wasn't involved in Cohort 1, but like I say, I'm very close to so she told me all about the people that she met and how well everybody did in their exams. So yeah, it's just testament to everybody's dedication and yeah, the progress that they're going to make going forward. So congratulations, Cohort 1, and best of luck for the next groups coming through.
Yeah, and definitely like the Scrum.org assessment is not the easiest. Let's face it. It's not. It's known to be a tough exam. You know, so people. So once you have it, people do understand that you do actually get it. So it's not one of the easiest, but you know, Cohort 1 smashed it. So up to Cohort 2, I would say.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so somebody has asked me a question. Bye-bye, David. Bye-bye, Claudia. Thank you. Somebody has asked me a question.
Bye, Claudia.
In the chat. Said, Mercy, thank you for the brief. Could you please clarify what the 250 covers? It gives you access to PSM certification. It gives you access to the design thinking course, Agile Scrum training by our own in-house trainer. Then you have access to data analytics. That's the 4. You have access to digital tools that you can work on. You have access to the other one. So every other thing will be done. You're going to have visibility to project management because Yabo is still on board. You're going to have exposure to some parts of GDPR. It doesn't have to be a full training because Ari is still part of the family. And but for the Kanban University, now this is a snap. There's going to be 20 people that Kanban has approved. Ordinarily, this you can go online and check it yourself. I mean, this is the World Wide Web in terms of what the cost to these courses are, okay? So for the Kanban University 1, yeah, is 20 people. So the way we're going to do it, I'm still going to come back and announce it, and it will be in the video. Please follow LEARNTOR on all social channels. A lot of you, I want to actually drop a quick link. Please join if you're on Telegram, because you're already in this training. I'm going to just give you access to join my community so you can have real-time information to what is going on with LEARNTOR, right? What is it I want to say? Okay, I want to give you access to a link. Join the community. Please follow LEARNTOR on all social channels so that you can be up to date. So the first 30 that pays will get PSM certification. And all the other people that pay late will have to pay additional extra for the PSM certification. The courses cost over $1,000. So please pay so that you can be part of it. Once the class is up to worst case scenario 50, I'm going to have to get to another negotiation with Scrum.org for them to reconsider something. But let's see who pays first. Okay, the deadline for payment is the end of this month. Okay. Hi, Mercy. For someone who doesn't have a background in the courses in IT, oh, you have a lot of them. Gloria was one of them. She didn't know anything about IT. I remember one of the classes that she attended, and she said she was so frustrated because she wanted to do data analytics, right? And she could not do it. She was unable to. You could feel the pain in her voice. And the amazing thing is you need to see the work that Gloria has done. She didn't have any background in IT, nothing. You understand? She works in the church, Redeemed Christian Church, the regional level, and she's been on board. She's not the only one. I told you 80% of the participants didn't know anything about Agile, as you heard them say. So you are not alone. We have you covered. When we say we want to bridge the gap, I know it's not a sprint for LEARNTOR, it's a marathon. That's why I still went to negotiate with my coach. She is in the US. She's one of the sought after speakers for anything Agile. And she's partnering up with LEARNTOR and giving access to the participants.
Messi, if I may just add, I think it all boils down to how hungry you are and what you want to put into it. Because like we said before, when this group joined, I think it was the enthusiasm they want to put in. They want to get something out of it. Like they say, garbage in, garbage out. This is what you put in, the effort that you put in. That is what you will get out. I remember when the guys, when they were doing their exams, it was just, or when they talk about Agile, at times I'm surprised. We even they may have I've not an agile, three strong agile, but I've worked in that environment. When this team talks about it, at times I'll just be surprised. Oh, is it these people that we trained about 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago? So it's how you put in what you want to achieve. It's going to be difficult. Let us just pick it easy because of the time and because of what you need to learn, and especially if you are not coming from an IT background, you will need to put effort. It's just the effort that you put in it. You will achieve something if you put effort in it.
Okay. I hope this session was valuable. But as a quick of, in my usual way of fun, who wants to play that Agile Scrum game again? But it's very late. I don't want to keep you guys. I need to respect time. I know we went overboard by 22 minutes, and I apologize for that, to be honest. I need to do better. But you see, this thing is not a rush. No. Otherwise, you will get a rush answer. And I want to tell you to click on the 3 dotted line in the chat. You can save the chat on your computer. The link for the registration, we're going to share it, Grace. If you fill the form, you'll get an email from us. If you fill that Google form, you definitely get an email communication from us. All of you that participated in the cohort 1, click on the link. That's the community, LearnTor community, which I offer support to a lot of people. Join and you will get real-time updates from there. All the social channel information is being dropped. Please fill it. Okay, that's a private message. And this training takes place often. For some of us are students and we need to save up for a while. You know what, Sharon, I need you to call me. I have something for student coming up that at least 10 students are going to get scholarship. Okay? That is coming up very soon. Okay? David, no. Abihari, no. So Sharon, call me. There's something. Let me put you to work to start doing Agile now before this for the students. There's something for the student coming up for next month that you would definitely get opportunity for scholarship. And there'll be a caveat to it. Well, I'm hoping to sponsor at least 10 students. Okay, and I guess that's it. Any questions for me? Anybody has anything to say? Anything else? Somebody said I'm a student. Some shows for where? How? It's not going to work because I'll get your ID. LEARNTOR is very thorough with what we do. I'm really thorough because this is not a joke. This is serious for us. Yeah. So please, for all the students, just attend the next event. You might be surprised at what is coming for you. We're hoping to raise at least scholarship for 10 students, okay? I know now, some shows, UK, you are not Mama. Okay, Uchenna, hi Ma. I'm already on the Agile path with Anu. I have taken CSM already, but I'm interested for the design thinking, and it's gonna be all love. It's like the same person. Somebody told me when they wanted to start. Okay, somebody, can you mute yourself? When somebody wanted to start, right? I remember when the person wanted to participate and said, I'm just interested in the certification. I'm not interested in others. But he now enjoyed all of it because data became one of his love. See, the goal is not to produce an eye-shaped, okay? So if you're interested in the design thinking aspect of it, it's an all-inclusive. Even what we are offering you, what we are charging is rubbish, honestly. Go and research how much design thinking costs for a certificate, for the training. Research it. What we are offering you is rubbish, and for the 2 months, and you're going to build a system that you can work. All the certification by the bodies, I don't understand. All the certification by Scrum.org and Kanban University. You get certification from Kanban University and Scrum.org. And for the design thinking, it's a collaboration with Red Tangerine and LEARNTOR. You guys don't know what is going on with LEARNTOR. Any more questions? If there is none, I want to say thank you guys for trusting.
I have a question. I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I want to confirm, is there room for payments in installments?
Yes, there is. 3 installments within 2 months. Yeah.
Within 2 months. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And since you're on the call, remind me if you want to benefit from and being part so that you don't become a late student. Pay your first installment immediately, right? So I can pencil you down for the PSM and I don't get you to charge extra. Do you understand?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Messi.
Any more questions? Any more questions? If not, I want to say thank you.
Hello, Messi.
Yes.
I should be part of that installment or package too.
No problem. Send me a quick payment. What it is the first 20 people, because I need to do an email to scrum.org based on the details. The forms will be out by tomorrow. By Monday, the promo will be out. Can I just ask in the chat, did you find, okay, somebody wants the link to the community. Is there, can somebody, okay, I've seen it. It's Telegram community. Guys, please stop sending me private message so somebody else might learn from what you're saying, okay? I'll put it up. Now, what was I going to say? The link now distracted me. The advert. Can I just ask in the chat, please? I want to ask in the chat now. Did you find value? Anyway, you already said yes. Can I get at least one of you? This link for this training, the link for today's day 3 is on YouTube. Go and watch it, reflect. Please share this link with your friends, with your families, with your enemies, because we're not limiting who we want to change their lives, okay? And let me just teach you one quick thing about Zoom. So if you go to the 3 dotted line on Zoom where the chat is, you will see file, you will see 3 dotted line. Click on the 3 dotted line and save the chat. The chat, all the links that we have shared is in the chat. You can save it and refer back to it. That is the link for the YouTube. Please follow LEARNTOR on YouTube and turn your notification on so that whenever we are dropping important information, you can be part of it. Share the video of the day 3 cohort training with your friends and let them see what you have benefited for the last 3 days. I want to say thank you again. I don't think it works on mobile. What doesn't work? The link? What doesn't work?
Yes, ma'am. Saving the 3 dots. There's no option to save here.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. So what is going to happen is I will send the chat, the link to the chat. I'll send it to everybody's email.
Thank you so much.
To all your email. Everybody that filled the Google form tonight, this particular one that I said you should fill, you will get the link of the chat in your box. If you didn't fill it, you will not get it. It's not because I can't send it to all the 300 people that filled the form and were not part of the class. So I'm going to send this link to everyone on the Google form, okay? Thank you again. I want to say thank you most graciously. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for being part of this journey. I look forward to cohort 2. It's going to be a blast. But you see, you're going to get the support of cohort 1 because we're coming up with a strategy of pair up. Okay? And you're not going to be alone. See, there are people, a medical doctor took this training. Talisha is in the US. We have 3 US participants. But the goal, the partnership with LEARNTOR is for Nigerian participants. By next year, we'll start charging all the foreign students differently. But for this year, it's the same cost for everybody. Because Scrum.org has told me that what we have done for you is for Nigerians, for Africans, not for those in the Europe, not for those in America, not for those in Canada. So this is an opportunity for a lot of people to sign up. Please, if you know family, friends, you know people in the US that are doing cleaning work that can change their life, send this video of YouTube to them. Let them go and watch. It's live, okay?
Messi.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just add to what you just said now about sending those emails to those people to other 300 people that registered. You see, I said there's no way you're going to miss data protection and privacy. Without Messi knowing, if he has sent that to other people that didn't get it from this chat, there would have been a privacy issue. Okay, so you cannot get away with data protection and privacy, especially when Nigeria is going to be big on it very soon in the next couple of months.
Don't worry, we're going to run a data protection class. Me, I can't wait for it to run. Tolu will be my first ambassador. What are you talking about?
Don't forget Rashid, or else you are in trouble.
Forget Rashid. Rashid is a Gala connection.
That means if you don't call it, that means your line of Gala is finished.
Rashid, my Gala ran out since. My Gala finished in 1 week. So what are we talking about? Anyway, I appreciate all the cohort 1 that are here. You guys are going to hear about the pair up by the time you resume. The class is going to be first week in December. So I want to see if I can do it with my birthday. And no, I forgot. I'm going to send an invite to everybody. Cohort 1 is graduating. So I'm going to actually start cohort 2 on my birthday, December 3rd.
Yippee!
Yippee! So we can celebrate and celebrate and celebrate. So the cohort 1 is going to start December 3rd. Yeah, I tried to do that, but I don't want to make it about
I will start writing your testimonial from today.
Okay, anyway, I love everybody. Thank you so much. The fact that you guys are patient, we are ready to win. So that much I can tell you guys. Thank you very kindly, everyone. Thank you, Uchenna. Thank you, Talisha. Thank you, Somshel. Thank you, Splendid Marshall. Thank you, Sheyi. Thank you, Sharon, our student. Thank you, Osarinti, Omolara, Oluwa Sheung, Oluchi, Olubosala, Olayinka, Nwagu, Mrs. Fumi Adewumi, Mary Ann, Jennifer, Jacinta, Mommy J. Okay, my facilitator, Yabo, thank you.
Oh, I saw BC limited. You get plenty iPhone in Nemo.
I have HP iPhone, wherever you are. Thank you, Grace. I look forward to you being part of cohort 2. Thank you, Franca iPhone. Thank you, Franca Ibuzo. And that's another person. She didn't know anything about she understood IT, but she didn't know anything about she's experienced with Agile as well. Emmanuel Umoke, Dean Soki, Celebrate Beauty, BC Alemi, Menzi, Talisha Inokuju, Harry Boje, and Rashid. Thank you. It's been lit.